Hello, I'm Simon, and this is another video in the segment Painting with Kluffen. And today we're going to be showing you how to make these bad boys. Alright, so these are all the things you need in order to make our bases. You need some essentials or essential tools, a handheld drill, some piano thread, some pliers, some glue and a knife. And this is where the fun part begins, because this is actually a pre-made model base. It's the first base late summer by Model Scene. We picked this one up at our local hobby shop, or local train hobby shop I should say. They're not very expensive, you don't need much, so it's very affordable. And you can see there's some stones on there and some broken off wood. Very pretty. And to spice it up even more, we have some shrubbery here. This is a whole bunch of them, auto mix with some nice colors. And also we have some straws here as well. Start by cutting the foliage into appropriate sizes. Put the base on top of the mat and cut out a square that is slightly bigger than the base. Before applying the glue, I like to use a knife to cut some dents or grooves on top of the base in order to make the glue stick better. Apply a fair amount of glue directly to the top of the base and spread it out with an old brush. Dip the underside of the foliage in water. And then shake off any excess water. When you push the foliage gently down on the base, the water and glue will mix and form a good water to glue ratio. The base is now ready to dry. We recommend giving it 24 hours to be sure. After 24 hours, the base is completely dry and you can start cutting off the excess foliage. For this you can use the Citadel fine detail cutter or similar tool. After cutting, check if some of the glue has come off. This is usually not a problem though. And this is the end result. You can stop here and still have a pretty awesome base, but we want to pimp it some more. Take out an appropriate amount of straws. Twist them together at the middle and apply super glue. Hold for a few seconds. Give them a minute or two to dry up and then cut them in half. The next step is to attach them to the base. Start by drilling a hole in the place you want the straw. I used a 2mm drill here. Push the straw through and glue the underside with super glue. Repeat this process and attach as many straws as you want, but keep in mind that too many will take away all the focus from the model. And this is how it looks like after the straws are on the base. Rip off an appropriate amount of moss and dip it in glue. In my experience, I often find it best to glue the moss and the straws as close together as possible. After all, you will need some space left on the base to put the model. And to finish it all up, I paint the base black around the outer rim and make sure to get some black on the lightest parts of the underside of the foliage. The base is now done. It's time to mount a model onto it. Start by removing the model from the temporary base. I use the Citadel fine detail cutter or a knife for this, but be careful, if you use a knife it's very easy to cut yourself that way. And now is a nice time to figure out where you want the model to attach to the base. It's a good rule of thumb to place the model somewhat on the back of the base, as it gives you more base in front. Then you can have all the nice base elements such as the straws and bushes in front of it when you look at the model. And this seems to be a good place to attach the model. As you can see, the bushes and the straws are in front and gives a nice effect. When attaching the model, you want to drill a 1mm hole on the underside of each leg. You want to drill this about 6mm deep, so make sure not to drill in the toe and check for depth. It's also important to drill as close to the center of the model as possible. This will make it much easier to attach the model on the base. And again, check for depth. Put some super glue in one of the holes and push the piano thread in the hole. Cut the piano thread longer than you need, as this makes it easier to manage afterwards. Repeat on the other leg. Try as best as you can to put the model back where you wanted it, and place it gently on the table. Use the drill to mark out where you need the first hole. Push the piano thread through the hole you just drilled and figure out where the next hole is going to be using the same method. This can be a bit tricky, but it is much easier if you have some length to the pins. After fitting both of the pins into the holes, glue the underside with super glue just as you did with the straws. Push down and hold for a few seconds. Give the glue 1 or 2 minutes to dry before you trim the excess piano thread that is sticking out under the base. Leave 1mm of thread sticking out to ensure that it will stay there. And by the way, this piano thread is really strong. Use a good plier for this job. And at the very end, here's a tip. And that is that bigger models tend to get a little wobbly using this technique. If that happens, push some green stuff on the remaining thread sticking out. This usually does the trick. And here is the end result. Alright, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. Yeah, that's right, we have an Instagram account now. We will be posting behind the scenes photos and other stuff on there in the future, so please check it out. And also Kluffen.com, our website has been redone, so all the old posts are there now, and a lot of pictures of our terrain, so please check it out, it's awesome. Thanks for watching again. I'm Simon, and this has been Painting with Kluffen.